She's heading left. Oh, she turned to the right. There she goes, skating fast, almost there. Oh, fake to the left and goal!
Welcome to Fox Talks Business Podcast with your host, Tanya Fox. Tanya has been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, owning retail, service, and franchise. She holds no punches and is never afraid to talk about the nitty-gritty. Together, you'll explore the good, the bad, and the motivational of business life, turning obstacles into opportunities and failures into successes. So grab your favorite drink and let's have some fun. Here's your host, speaker, crafter, and collaborator, Tanya Fox.
Did you ever notice how when an announcer finally sees that puck go into the net, he screams like as if he's the one who made the goal, and it's a huge celebration? When's the last time you did that in your life? When's the last time that you celebrated something that you achieved with that much gusto, with that much exuberance and happiness? That's what this episode is about today. I wanted to talk about goal setting. And mainly because this is something that came up for me not that long ago. My last episode was with Thomas Mack, a country music star who is going to be just taking the world by storm. And I was so excited about that interview, as you could tell. But I was excited because I had let my own thoughts stop me from achieving the goal of getting him on as a guest. He was somebody that I wanted even before I started the podcast. But I second-guessed myself. I gave myself excuses. I put obstacles in my own way from achieving the goal. And it took me about a year to finally get over all of the obstacles I was putting in front of myself to realize it really wasn't that hard to get that goal if I just put my mind to it. So how often do you do that? I want you to think back to something that you've always wanted to do, regardless of how big or small it is, just anything. Maybe it's something as simple as cleaning out that spare bedroom that seems to just kind of be a stockpile of stuff. Or is it achieving a huge goal that you wanted in your work life? Maybe asking for a raise, maybe getting a different job. Maybe it's opening a business. Maybe it's just finally putting the vacuum cleaner away because it just seems to sit out until you need it the next time. Yeah, my vacuum cleaner is still sitting in the middle of the floor. But it doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes we allow ourselves to create excuses of why we can't achieve a goal. And we're really good at talking ourselves out of it. And it can be hard to know what it is that you want to do. Now, goal setting is a huge topic right now. You can pretty much go on anywhere and find tons of different advice on how to set these huge monumental goals. And that's great. I think it's important to have a huge goal, something that's going to take you a while to achieve. But what happens is when we set these far off goals, we sometimes forget to set smaller goals. And I'm really guilty of this. So I set this big, ginormous goal of what do I want to accomplish? And then I go throughout my year, but I don't have small victories to keep me motivated throughout the year. Whether it's just other goals that I set or whether it's actually giving myself some hit points, or what I call hit points, on my big goal. So in 3 months, I want to achieve this, and that's going to get me farther to my big goal. And then at 6 months, this is what I want to have done. And so I can have those little celebrations as I'm heading towards that big final hurrah of finally getting the puck into the net. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some strategies that I have found that have really worked for me when I'm setting a goal and that are more obtainable than other ones that I found. And I've done a lot of research on goal setting and I've gotten a lot of advice on it, but these are the ones that for me has really stuck. So the first thing obviously that you need to do is set a goal. But it doesn't matter what the goal is. And I think we get stuck on thinking that when we set a goal, it has to be something humongous or monumental or something that people are going to be like, you did what? Oh my God, that's amazing. And so we tend to not set goals of cleaning out that spare bedroom finally, or getting the shed cleared out, or putting all of the stuff away for winter, because we don't really think that's a goal. But what I want you to stop and think about is, I think for me, a goal can be something that is going to allow you to free up something. So whether that's free up more time to obtain a new goal, whether that's to further you in your career or your personal life. I think all of those goals are important. And if every time you walk past that spare bedroom and you see the mess and the clutter and it causes you to go, God, why can't I ever just get my stuff together and get that done? That needs to be a goal. And that's really important because it's going to be able to cause you that when you walk past the room, you don't have those thoughts. You're not sitting there and going, one more thing that I have yet to accomplish. One more thing that I have yet to cross off that to-do list. So create it as a goal, and it doesn't have to be something that's you think that everybody else is going to be inspired by. Your goals can be something that inspires you. And if that room has sat like that for 6 months, think of how good it's going to be to finally achieve that goal, to finally walk past the room and go, you know what? That was a lot easier than what I thought it was. And that's going to help you spur on when you hit those bigger goals, because you're going to know, hey, I really procrastinated on doing this one thing. And when I did it, it wasn't as hard as what I thought it was going to be. Okay, so you've got your goal. You know what it is that you want to do. I want you to set a deadline for it. But you need to be realistic about this. You can't say, all right, my big goal is to take over the world, and I'm going to do it in 6 months. Probably not realistic. Maybe your goal is to clean out that bedroom. We're just going to keep using this bedroom as an example. Maybe that's your goal, is to get that bedroom cleaned out. But if you say, okay, I'm going to do it this weekend, but your schedule for the weekend is completely and utterly booked already, that's not going to be very realistic either. So I want you to really sit down and look at your calendar and go, okay, this could be achievable on this date. And then I want you to write it in pen. A lot of people use pencil. I'm guilty of that too, but I want you to do it in pen. Put it on every calendar that you have in your house. This is when we need to get this done. This is when I'm going to feel good about getting this done. And this is when it's attainable. And get that pen out and write it down. Then what I want you to do is identify the obstacles. This is really important if this goal is something that you've tried to do multiple times, but something always comes up. Family gets in the way, you do something else, whatever it is, what has stopped you from doing it in the past? I want you to make a list of those things. However long the list is, I don't care. It could just be 1 or 2 things. But I want you to identify what is stopping you from achieving that. So what has stopped you in the past? Or what has stopped you from really going ahead and saying, okay, this is it. This is the goal we're working on. Write those down and really look at them and figure out, is this something that truly is an obstacle, or is this an excuse of why I can't do it? Then I want you to identify people that can help you with it. So, if that's a work goal, are there other groups or organizations that can assist you in achieving this goal? Are there other people that maybe that you can connect with to collaborate with to make this goal easier? If it's a personal goal, are there people in your household that you can ask for help to achieve this? If it's cleaning out that room, maybe every time you walk into the room, you just feel a sense of complete overwhelm. You have no idea where to start, no idea where to even begin to put all of the crap that's in there. Or maybe it's just a friend that you go, okay, I set this goal. This is my deadline. I really need you to check in on me and see how I'm doing. I find when I tell my accountability partner, okay, these are what my goals are for the day, and I know that they're going to message me and be like, so how are you doing towards your top 3 today? That I know I'm going to have to answer that question. So I tend to eliminate the excuses because I'm going to have somebody else to answer to. And it's not my husband, because I can railroad my husband and deviate him off of the subject really easily. And I know that. So make sure your accountability partner is going to be someone who is actually going to hold you accountable, who's not going to allow you to use the excuses that you have gotten away with this long on not achieving the goal. Then what I want you to do is list at least 5 things. And 5, honestly, is the bare minimum I want you to do. But list 5 things of the benefit for achieving that goal. So why is it that you want to achieve it? How is it going to make you feel? How is it going to change the way you think? How is it going to change your life? How is it going to change your time? These are just some ideas, but what benefit, what are you going to get from achieving this goal? I think that's really important because I think sometimes we set a goal, but we don't sit there and go, how is this going to make me feel? Why do I want to do this? What am I going to gain from this? Sometimes just by doing that, I find that I realize that goal isn't as important as what I thought it was. And it really is more of a to-do list item. And it helps me to sort of separate what my true goals are from what I'm just trying to add to make it look like I have more goals. Then what I want you to do is list what you need to acquire that goal. So this could be the partners that you need to collaborate with. This could be getting some garbage bags up to your room. This could be cleaning supplies. This could be just carving out time to say, I'm going to sit down and this is what I'm doing during this hour. I need no interruptions. I'm going to shut off my cell phone and I am just going to concentrate on doing this one thing until I get it done. Whatever it is, list whatever skills or items you're going to need to have in place to obtain that goal. I think it's important to know that because then you can get all of that stuff ready. And it also eliminates the excuses that we sometimes use, I know I do, of saying, well, I really want to work on that goal today, but I didn't quite get a chance to get to Staples to pick up the binders that I needed or the paper that I needed, or I don't have the right pen, or, well, laundry really needs to get done. You need to just get all of that stuff organized, set it out, and be like, okay, I've got everything that I need. Let's go. And then you need to develop a plan. Now, I know that you might be going, well, my plan is to clean the room. So that's my plan. But really take a look, stand on the outside of that room or stand on the outside of that goal and go, okay, how am I going to do this? What are going to be my steps? What's the first thing that I need to do to get this rolling? Maybe that's just stepping into the room. Maybe that's just actually opening your mouth and having a conversation with somebody that you know is going to be able to get you to your goal. Whatever that is, have a plan and then follow that plan. It's almost like a little mini business plan that you're creating for yourself. Here's what my goal is, and here's all the steps that I need to take and the order in which I need to take them. And then as you're crossing that stuff off, give yourself a pat on the back. Be proud of the fact of, hey, you know what? I'm actually doing this. And we tend to beat ourselves up if we go, well, I thought I was going to be able to do it in 2 hours, but I didn't. Or I didn't meet that deadline. I said I was going to do it on Saturday and it's Sunday and I still haven't gotten it done. We tend to do that. Now, there's a really fine line here, guys. Really fine line between using the excuse of I didn't get it done as quick as what I wanted to actually going, okay, it's taking me a little bit longer, but I'm going to get it done. I'm still going to do it. And next time I know that it takes longer than 1 day to clear out a room. That fine line is something that you're going to have to find what works for you. I'll give you an example. For the Thomas Mack thing, when I wanted to do the interview with him, I sent him an interview and he said he was absolutely interested. Yep, just send him some more information. And I did. I did it right away. I sent him the information. What I failed to do was I failed to do my follow-up. And 2 weeks went by and I realized I never followed up on it. And so I gave myself a deadline. I said, okay, within the next 2 days, you are going to send an email that just says, hey, just wanted to check in, follow up, make sure you got all the information, see if maybe we can set up a time. When that deadline came, I crossed that fine gray line. What I ended up doing is going, work got in the way and I didn't really get it done. But you know what? I'm going to do it. Okay, 2 days. I'm going to give myself another 2 days and then another 2 days and then another 2 days. And all of a sudden, I ended up in this really vicious cycle. And then I got to a point where I was like, well, it's been a couple of months. I can't reach out to him now because it's just been so long. Well, now I'm back at ground zero and I have to start all over again. Well, I don't want to start now because, I don't really have the time. And I just kept extending my deadline. And so instead of just going, okay, I didn't get it done on Saturday, but I'm going to do it today. Today is going to be the day that I get it done. I'm going to push everything else aside and I'm going to finish this goal because I said I was going to do it. I didn't, but now I need to get it done. So don't extend your deadline by weeks and weeks and weeks. But if you said you were going to do it on Saturday and you didn't get it done, Sunday's crunch time. It's time to really batten down and figure out what it is that you need to do to get it done. So don't extend it weeks and weeks and weeks, or you're going to find out that you're a year down the road and you're like, well, that room is still an utter mess. Or, okay, so we have people coming for Christmas. We need to do this because we have no other choice. And that's not the feeling you want. So really set your deadline, but do give yourself a tiny bit of leniency if you don't quite finish it. See, this is the thing with goal setting. We're really guesstimating on the time it's going to take us to achieve the goal. And sometimes we're not right. Sometimes it just does take us longer. So when that happens, when your deadline comes and your goal isn't finished, sit down and assess. Did I not finish this goal because I was making excuses? Or did I not finish this goal because I just underestimated the time it takes to do it? And then decide, okay, go back to your plan. How am I going to fix this? How am I going to keep myself on track to get this done? That to me is the key thing I learned about my goal setting, is not just going, well, I said I was going to do it on Saturday. I didn't do it on Saturday, so I give up. Didn't work. Goal not completed. And then I walk away from it. The problem with walking away from your goals is the goal is still there. It doesn't disappear. Find yourself that accountability partner. That's key in goal setting. It can be somebody in your house. It can be your spouse. It could be a business partner. It can be just a friend who knows all of your crap. The friend that knows and is going to look at you and go, all right, listen, that's crap. I know that you are just procrastinating. Get your butt in there and get this goal accomplished. That's the accountability partner you want. The one that's not going to allow you to get away with excuses. So find somebody who's that person for you. And then the best thing that you can do, the final thing that you need to do is celebrate. If you finish cleaning that room, celebrate. Take a picture of it. Take a before picture. And then take your after picture and put that stuff up on social media and be like, this took me 6 months to finally do, and I'm so excited I achieved this goal. Celebrating your goals is so key because it helps you in future. It helps you to realize and remember that feeling of accomplishment when you're on to your next goal or when you're now working towards your big yearly goal. Because you remember that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of pride in yourself, that you did something that you said that you were going to do, that you kept that promise to yourself, that you can recall that feeling and go, you know what? I got this. I can do this. I might stumble, I might fall down, but I know that I can pick myself up, dust myself on, and get that goal because I've done it before, because I've celebrated it, because I remember that feeling and I want that feeling again. Some people will set themselves up with something that they're going to get. So maybe they treat themselves to a massage, or they treat themselves to their favorite latte, or they treat themselves to just, you know what? Sit down, read a book, have some time where you just get to relax, decompress, and not feel guilty that you have all of these things that you need to do. So if that's something that inspires you, if that's something that makes you feel that it's going to help you attain your goal, then do that. It has to be what works for you, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's doing all of the work. And no matter what, as I always say it with me, Foxy listeners, have fun. Because if you're not having fun, why are you doing it?